Hello, Steve White, Checkpoint 89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, there's finally a release date for Season 3 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. It's being released on Paramount Plus Thursday, July 17. And then I guess the rest of the world, I don't know if it comes out the same time or the next day, if it actually premieres on the same time for each time zone, or if it all just drops at the same moment. But it's going to be about a bit more than a month after the premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival. I don't know, I'm not really excited anymore. I loved the idea of a Pike era Enterprise in Discovery when we saw it at the start of Season 2, and I was hoping they would just cancel Star Trek Discovery in Season 2 and just go for Pike series. Instead, they kept pushing Discovery, and eventually the fans screamed enough that they decided, okay, well, we'll make a Strange New Worlds. Apparently they were going to call it Enterprise because they didn't even know there'd been a series called Enterprise. But yeah, they decided, well, we'll do a Pike era show. But then, unfortunately, they strayed just as far from canon as, Discovery did. And they also confirmed that it was in this Discovery timeline and universe and everything, which they could have just not mentioned Discovery or Michael Burnham and just, separate itself from the show. But they had to, so there was that strike against it. But there were a couple of episodes that were good. The production design overall looks good. There were a few issues, but I felt optimistic about it. There was only one bad episode. Then the second season came along, and they just went in the wrong direction. They focused on being weird and goofy and funny, and they just treat it like a joke. Not really a parody or a comedy, but just a joke. And it was taking Star Trek out of, the category of serious science fiction to just, I don't know what you'd call it. It's a joke. It's just like light entertainment. And we just have, they're doing episodes set in 50s era sci-fi TV shows, and then we've got noir, black and white episodes, and got comedy episodes, and we've already had a musical. They've said they want to do another one. I don't think it's going to drop this season, but in theory they're going to get 5 seasons. They're producing season 4 and they're planning to do season 5 because their contract ends at a certain point and they have to get it started before then so they can finish it. So it's probably going to happen. But yeah, it's I'm not really excited because I had some hope for this show. I was actually excited when it was announced. I thought, well, great, they can have their Discovery show for the people who like dark dystopian non-Star Trek political agenda, whatever Star Trek Discovery was that wasn't Star Trek. They had that. We could have Star Trek, but they kept it very much in the same vein. It's the same timeline, and there is an alternative timeline that it all exists in, and it's the same universe, and we've already seen it established in Prodigy that it is a separate universe. Not Prodigy, Lower Decks, it's actually a different universe. And we knew anyway, because of the references to the Kelvin universe and everything in Discovery. And either way, it doesn't really matter. Star Trek is a multiverse. It's all still canon. It's just different universes. So that means you can have characters and ships and costumes be totally different from universe to universe. And it doesn't make the show good or enjoyable, but at least it's not telling you that, not to believe your lying eyes, that no, that really is the Enterprise. It really is 100 feet longer now and is a totally different ship, and somehow it's going to turn into that ship in 5 years because it's apparently the same universe. We're not that stupid. You can't convince people of that. Now they've stopped trying. They've acknowledged it's a different universe. So that gave me some hope, but then I saw the stupid episode where they inject the crew with an injection that makes them Vulcans, and their hair changes, and they've got acquired knowledge and cultural bias and all these things that you couldn't get from an injection from biology. You can only get from living as a Vulcan. It's just ridiculous. It's a joke. And that's what I think Star Trek is. Star Trek is now being made for normies who know Star Trek as this weird, stupid, silly old sci-fi show, and they're trying to do some sort of retro parody version of it and still trying to take it seriously at the same time. And you can't do both. So Star Trek Strange New Worlds had potential, started off well, went bad, and seems to be just going into pure parody territory. And it's just really disappointing, but it's going to be on streaming July 17, so buckle up. Yeah, it's just disappointing. It could have been good. There's a couple of elements that they fixed the costumes, stuff like that. They did get a few things right. And this is not enough episodes for it to be a good season when you've already got multiple episodes looking awful and you've only got 10. Even if half of them are awful, half a season of shows that resemble Star Trek, it's just, yep, it's released July 17. Feel free to share, like, comment, just God. Come commiserate with me over the death of Star Trek.